In today's video, I'm going to show you how to generate interactive visuals and infographics with Gemini. Gemini does it well every damn time, and it just turned out to be one of the best ways to communicate information. It doesn't matter if it's something that you need to present to your coworkers, or maybe it's a point that you want to make for a friend. And you know what? It's even just a very cool way, a very useful way, forget cool, to save your stuff. And this is what we're going to do in today's video. See how we make those interactive visuals and infographics. And towards the end of the video, we will take all of the instructions that we entered in Gemini and we're going to put them in ChatGPT and see how ChatGPT handles all of the instructions. Can he do everything as well as Gemini? We will see. And before we get into the video, as always, I would like to remind you that if there is any content that will help you make AI more useful for you, please write it down in the comments. I will be thrilled to make a video about it. Even if it's just a short look here, here's the trick to how to get it done, to a full guide. And you know what? Best case scenario, I don't have an answer and I need to go and do my research. And remember, if you need it, someone else needs it as well. In Infographics with Gemini, I'm so excited because it turned so well. And how will ChatGPT do? You ready? Let's begin. Hello everyone, welcome back or welcome for the first time. My name is Idan, but you can also call me Mr. Roth, and I bring you the best of my knowledge so we can make AI useful for you. And today we're doing it by showing you how to make those great interactive infographics with Gemini. You know what? First of all, let's do here share, and let's copy the link. Go here, open a new tab and see what we have. I'm going to show you the end result and then we will see how I got to that end result. It was black. How come it's white? What happened here? So the infographic that I made is about the power of compound interest. If you don't know what compound interest is, well, you're in luck because that's today's example. But remember, the hero today, the point today is to see how we make what I made here with Gemini. And something important to remember when we look at that is that everything here is by asking. Gemini did a few things by default, but all of the cool improvement and customization we did here are by asking. And we will see. It's not hard, super easy. You just tell Gemini and we will see everything. Don't worry. So what do we have here? We have an explanation about what is compound interest, and we have text to speech.
What is compound interest? It's simple. Your interest.
Stephen Hawking. We have a calculator to see how long. If you put X money for Y annual rate of 10%, for how long, how much money will you have? So if you put $1,000 for 10%, which is like the S&P 500, for 10 years, at the end of the 10 years, you will have 2.6 times your money, which amazing, right? And then we also have a chart that I asked to see what happens when you start. If you put $1,000, by the time you're 65, how much money you have. So if you start at the age of 18, by the time you're 65, from your $1,000 turned to be 88,000. If you start at 28, it's already 34,000. Whoa, and you have a slider here that Gemini made. And we have another calculator. If you put X money and everything, how long will you have? And if you want to have a goal for your retirement, how many years do you need to invest at what income? And for example, if you want to have 500,000 when you retire and you have 30 years until you retire and you put it in the S&P, let's call it S&P, you need to put $221 a month. It's a bit more because it's not the most accurate calculation, but it's to make a point. Everything here Gemini did, and as you can see it's interactive. I can change it, I can calculate, and I can see the difference. Let's do 5%, I can calculate. But that's not all. Here we can make it dark, and here we can turn it to Spanish. Let's keep it dark and not do the Spanish because I don't speak Spanish. And here we can download, boom! And if we go here, we have it as an image. Look, look. It's absolutely amazing. You didn't see it. I'm sorry. Look, it's absolutely amazing. It's insane. It's insane. But how did we get here? Let's go back to Gemini and see how everything evolved. Well, first of all, I wanted to show you the example of compound interest. So to do that, I started with Chat. I went to Chat and I told Chat, I want to make a point about compound interest and see how well it does. So I sent the chat on deep research. It asked me a few questions before the deep research, and then it did the deep research. Boom, download. Downloaded, Gemini, inserted. Let's make an infographic that will make the persuasive point of the power of compound interest. Now, something cool with Gemini. By the way, when you do that, before you send that, you need to click here on the tools. Boom, canvas. You have to click on the canvas. I think you have to. You have to. Click on the canvas. Okay? Now, something in the canvas in Gemini, we can go all the way back so you can see where we started and where we ended up. So that is the first draft that Gemini gave me. Look, first of all, by default, it's already very cool, but it's not interactive enough, right? You can't play with the numbers. You can't see what is going on. So, but it explains to you. Here is the explanation. Compound interest is when your interest earns interest. When you invest, the returns you are earned are reinvested, generating their own earnings. Cool, but I want to play with the numbers. I want people to play with the numbers. So I told Gemini after that, now add customization elements. First of all, I don't like white pages. I want black pages. So I told Gemini, let me zoom in for you. You are absolutely right. There you go. Such as turning a customization element, such as turning the page from white to black. It was supposed to be white, but I was, it's funny, I was, not my best. Translate to Spanish. Why? Because I wanted to show you that it can translate. Make it so that in a click, one can see the compound interest calculation in the first section, which is here. And we will see in a moment what he did. Also add the download as image button. We saw that. Tell me other options because I'm not aware of everything that Gemini can do. I sent it. And then what happened? Next version is what I got. Calculate. This is the calculate. He didn't give me exactly what I wanted, but here now we have the calculation of the compound interest. If I put $25,000 in the S&P 500 for 10 years, I will eventually have $64,000. Now, nice. What else did he do here? He gave me the black and white. He gave me the Spanish, and even the download is translated. And the download button. Very cool. Now, I want to know what else can I do because I really want, because all of those things, remember, all of those tiny customization buttons, you can do font size, you can do many things that I didn't do here. Each and one of them just takes everything a step higher. It looks better, it sounds better, it's elegant, doesn't matter what you use it for, it's high level. You can send it to your boss. It's super high level. You need to take it there. You saw the first thing we got isn't the best, but look, after one sentence, look how well we're already doing. All of these small buttons are like magic when it comes to looking at the document and having a feel towards the document, which is important. So, and then he told me, hey, I put everything. Now, let me offer you some stuff. Interactive chart. Yes, let's do an interactive chart. Animations on scroll. We didn't do that. Inflation adjustments. I don't want inflation adjustments because it doesn't help my point. Personalized scenarios. Cool. And the cost of waiting visualize. And I told it, Gemini, nice, but can we actually see the calculation here? Because personally, I like to see the numbers run. And I didn't care about everything else. I just want to see the numbers run. Now, and then he gave me that. And you see, that's what I wanted. Here you see the numbers run because We put $1,000 for 10% for 10 years, and we see everything as it goes. And if I take it up to 25 years, 26, doesn't matter, calculate, first of all, a lot more money, and you see, nice. Now after I have that, I can ask Gemini, oh, now give me, please, now give me other things that we can do. And he gave me animated chart, cost of waiting slider, which is we're going to see in a moment. Growth-based contribution. Now, if you think that I told him I wrote a long prompt for all of those, which is a bit tiring maybe to read, after I read everything, monthly investment calculator, inflation adjustment, goal setting calculator, text to speech, key terms. Let's do all of those. I know, we don't, that's simple, guys. Let's do all of them without the inflation adjustment. And yes, talk to speech is amazing. And here is our next. That is not our next, that one had a bug. I don't know what you saw here. I just clicked fix bug, and then the next version is the good version. And here we have the text to speech.
What is compound interest?
And that's it. It doesn't do everything. It doesn't explain everything. So we found the bug, but we have the slider. We have here the calculate. The consistency is key to see how much money you gain by investing X for Y at the age of 30 when you finish to 65. By the way, if you want to do it for your kids, you can. If you start investing further at the age of 12 for 50, and by the time they are, let's say, 35, calculate they will have 50K. Now remember, the point here is not compound interest. It's just the example. Look at the calculator that Gemini made. It's amazing. Am I the only one who thinks it's amazing? I don't know. I hope you're at home. You're as excited as I am. If you want to plan your financial goals, again, here it is. And you're more than smart enough, and I say it every video, you're more than smart enough to take the examples that I show you here, where now it's compound interest, and take it to your own niche. If you need it for work, if you need it for the academy, whatever you need it for, just look at what it can do. So let's get back to it. We did everything, and I told Gemini, hey, Gemini, listen, my friend.
What is compound interest?
Only the headline, my friend. There you go. And now the next version, boom. And it's now
what is compound interest?
Reads everything.
It's simple. Your interest.
That's it. And this is where I stopped, because it's enough for now. But if you want to do something live, and I will send Gemini, because I don't want this video to be too long, I will send Gemini to have I will ask Gemini first, can we have a font size and how do you call it? The picker? Theme? Font. Let's start with size. Font size picker. And font type. That was the word I was looking for. So now, let's move to ChatGPT for 1 second. Can Chat do it? Because maybe you don't want to pay on Gemini, Google, and also on ChatGPT. If you only have ChatGPT, can ChatGPT handle it? So what I did, I took the entire conversation. Let Gemini think. But I took everything here, copy paste, all of the instructions, and I pasted it into ChatGPT here after he did the research, because why not? It's always good to have the background. And he generated something. What did he generate? He generated that. It looks so different, but we have all of the elements. We have the dark, the white, the English, the Spanish. He even gave me a download as CSV, download as image. If you want a narrated explanation of compound interest.
Compound interest means your earnings stay invested, so they start. Compound interest means compound interest.
Shh. You see, it says stop, but it doesn't stop. And we have here everything that actually is a nicer way to show the bar. But look, it's here. Now, I'm not saying that ChatGPT is not good. I didn't I didn't put any time into what you into that infographic. I just took everything from Gemini and copy pasted the instructions, not the code itself. Here we have the calculator. Can we change the calculator? We cannot change the calculator, which is okay, but I'm sure we will be able to calculate early breakdown. We have that. Cool. Now, amazing. I'm just here to show you that ChatGPT can probably handle it. Is it better than Gemini's? I don't think so. Is it good enough so you don't also have to pay for Gemini? Probably. Do you have to pay for Gemini? I'm not sure. Actually, if you can let me know if you can do it on a free version, I will be thrilled. Now, we saw what ChatGPT can do. Let's go back to Gemini and see if Gemini gave us the font size picker. What can I tell you? Well, medium, small, large. What can I tell you, you guys? It's absolute. Think about all of the things you can do. I'm so excited because it's so freaking good. By the way, something here when I show the breakdown, if we switch it to 10,000, when I show the breakdown, also something he added, I just forgot to show you, is to see how much is your principal investments of $10,000 and how much is the interest. So by the time, so after 10 years, the interest is bigger than your investment. What happens after 25 years? Calculate, boom, and you can see how the blue is just, wow. Again, we're not here to talk about compound interest. I show that we finished the video. That is it. Thank you for being here. If you can leave a like, consider subscribing if you like what you saw here. I think it's absolutely amazing. Now, before the close-up, remember, here the point was Gemini, not compound interest. Maybe in some parts of the video I slipped into the example topic too much and I slid away from the power of Gemini. The point here is to see what you can do with Gemini in the infographics and the visuals, which are interactive. Take it, try it, make it your own. If you don't make it your own, it won't be useful for you because the chances that what you need is compound interest are slim, right? But you're more than smart enough and you're probably tired of hearing me talk. So I will see you in the next video. Thank you for watching. That is it. Bye-bye. Happy prompting. Nice, Gemini. What else can you add? Something quick and useful. Of course you're thinking. I wonder what happens if now I take the conversation and I put it in ChatGPT. Rule of 72 calculator, already in. You didn't even ask me. What is that rule of 72 calculator? Famous financial shortcut to quickly estimate how many... Interesting. Maybe next time.